Push the button.
Got the button pushed.
Get the button.
I have the hiccups.
Okay. Let's get everything together here for you.
Yeah, I got to put my thing on too.
Oh, yeah,
There
that's
we
right,
go.
because we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we are back and in. And this is number 18 episode.
We can join the military and vote.
Flock around the table.
That's right.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sunday, August 25th.
Yes.
Got it.
October 25th.
Yeah, that's right, too.
What did you say?
What did I say?
You said August?
Oh.
Man, I'm getting old. And I've got it written down
October
here.
25th.
OCT.
Yes. And it's happy birthday, Mother.
Hi, Mom. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And
birthday, Mom.
before we move on.
Oh, hi, Ryan.
Hi,
Ryan.
I'm Deb.
Sue.
Micah.
And here we are in Indiana.
Back.
Home again.
Back in Indiana again.
Back home again.
Oh my gosh.
Indiana.
I haven't been here long enough to be able to
It's sycamore trees.
Where the moon
Something's
shines bright.
And apples glow
Through the sycamores.
on the road.
Oh, whatever.
Back home again. Okay, as you
All
can
right,
see,
stop.
we've got a new career going
It's a
on.
very nice song, and
Neither of them
know all the words.
know all the words, and I haven't been here
No.
long enough to even.
And who
Jim
was
Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors? I couldn't
sings
remember.
it at,
Well, not anymore. He's died.
No, but I mean he did.
passed away.
And actually that's all you really heard. You know, I mean everybody quieted down at the 500. Huge event, 250,000 people here. And seriously, it's one of the greatest things that I love about that event. They do the Star Spangled Banner, and they have the military out there and somebody singing it. Usually it's a policeman or a military guy or something. And the whole place is reverently quiet. For 250,000 people.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you get the cheer and you get about half of the people yelling, play ball, because that's what you do. That's
Because they don't know any better.
And then Jim Neighbors comes up and he kind of, and then you hear this, back home again in Indiana. Okay, then you hear everybody going, that's Gomer Pyle. So you hear nothing else, but then people start talking about knowing that Jim Neighbors was Gomer Pyle and he was a Marine. And
Anyway, you don't hear any more of the song.
Yeah, you don't hear any more of the song.
And
Very
then the
little.
race cars. Gentlemen, start your engines.
It's lady and gentleman, or
Well, it depends.
Yeah, it does depend.
Depends on if there's a lady in there.
And then they go, boom, 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 and then they go round and round. And what's really great is in the beginning, when they first start out, it's like you're sitting there, and we were on the fourth turn, and you could see down the straightaway into the first turn.
Yeah.
And they come around the third turn and everything, and they're warming up the engines, and they're doing this. And one year, Emerson Fittipaldi warming up his engine like this in his tires, and he spins out, and he's on a race. He didn't even make a lap.
Oh my goodness.
It was so cold that year, I guess, and they were warming up the tires. And then they take off, and you get this.
And then
Nothing. Then you get nothing until they come around in the beginning.
26 seconds later.
Yeah.
And then I belonged to a group that worked in one of the souvenir booths. And about the time that first went around, people rushed out of the stands and went down to the souvenir booths and bought earplugs because it's very loud.
It is very loud. And or they would sit and wait till the beginning of the race, and they'd been drinking.
Oh,
and
yes.
the first
Yes,
takes
because-
off, and you get that first vroom, vroom, and then all of a sudden everybody's gone, and you can spread out in the stands like this because they're all in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so I've only been to it once. I've only been here for, I don't know, 6 years, something like that. And I've only been to the 500 one time.
Really, that's all you
It
need.
is a bucket list thing. I do recommend that everybody in sometime in your lifetime should attend an Indy 500 race.
Right.
A brickyard, whatever.
It's almost a wonder of the world when you see the place.
I have stories from working in that souvenir booth.
Oh, I can imagine.
I'm sure you do.
And it's and I have worked through all three at the time that I was working in the booth. They were doing the Brickyard and the Formula One, and the questions that people would ask would be, okay, all right. One of my favorites was a lady came to the booth and said, what time are they going to start the race? And we said, well, they're going to start it at 1:00. She said, well, I know my ticket says 1:00, but I live in Chicago and they sent it to me in Chicago. And 1:00 Chicago time is different than 1:00 time here. And I said,
But the race is here, though.
I said, since we're going to hold the race here, we're going to use Indiana time. And she said, oh, okay.
And tiddly off she went.
And off she went.
Perfectly content with that. Yeah, gotta love those kind of questions.
Well,
but you get them in all sorts.
Yes,
we went to Mackinac Island every year, and seriously, people were like, "When does the bridge swing over?" And you were like, "What?" Yeah, well, we heard the bridge swings over at night when they light it up. What do you think? It's a bridge that goes like this? You know, seriously, it was like unbelievable.
Well, another one of my favorites was this lady came up to the booth and said, when does the race end? And I said, when they wave the checkered flag. It just depends on, how many. Well, okay, all right. So you don't know. And I said, no, usually
Two,
2.5 to 3.5 hours.
Yeah. And she said, okay, when the race ends, is there a lot of traffic?
No.
And I said, no, we all walked. And
Yeah.
she said, okay. And 250,000 people. No,
Yeah.
we all walked, you silly woman.
yeah, it takes it.
Well,
I find myself it takes so much longer to get in
Than it
than
does
it does to get out, and it's the same
think-
amount of probably less traffic coming out because some people have left in between.
Some
But
people have left
seriously,
early, and then other people
Yeah.
just hang around
just
for a
kind
bit.
of hang around,
Yeah.
but I do find that it took us like 45 minutes to get home, which took us over 2 hours to get into the place. You know,
We did it the
Yeah.
right way when we went. We went with a vendor, and they chartered a limo service with a police
Perfect.
escort.
yeah.
So
Well, when we were working in the souvenir booths, we had to be there by when the track opened, which
Exit
was
5.
yeah,
the crack of dawn.
yeah,
Yeah, when the race doesn't start till
Yeah.
1.
yeah.
And then we had to stay until usually 6. We could be out of there.
Yeah.
So it was a
It was a long day.
very long day.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, it was a super long day for me. I ended up blistering on my nose.
Oh yeah.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Really badly.
Yeah.
Because the blistering had nothing to do with the night before, but the long day did.
Yes.
So the night before, the vendor who was taking us said, well, let's all just stay at the Sheridan the night before.
Mhm.
That way we're all at the Sheridan in the morning by the Fashion Mall. That Sheridan.
Yeah.
Holy crap! You got to come all the way from over there.
Well, that's where the limo service was picking us up. We're going from there down to the whatever.
Right.
We drank the bar out of several different liquors.
Oh my goodness. So you didn't notice your son was burned.
Oh,
But,
I
your
was
nose.
Plus, you were so dehydrated. before
I
you
was
even got
so
there.
hungover and so dehydrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
That the vendor actually, he pulls, so we're sitting in our seats. We get there, whatever. I'm doing fine. Hungover, but fine. And the vendor sitting right next to me, he looks at me and he goes, we need to go get you some water. I guess I was turning all sorts of shades of whatever and going to pass out or something. So he and I went over and he forced me, because I don't like it, he forced me to drink like 2 Gatorades.
Yeah, you needed it.
It was awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a spectacle to see.
It is. It's one of, like I said, it's just one of those things. You fly over it when you come into Indy. Sometimes, depending on which side of the airport you come in on. For the most part, if you know where to look off to the one side, you can see it from every flight pretty much. And it's at first you're looking down, you're like, wow, it's a big old hole, you know. This last year, not this year, year and a half, but I actually flew over it. I left for Florida on Sunday, the day of the race night, and we flew low enough that we got to actually see the little cars going round and round.
The little cars.
The little cars. And that was like just the second time I had ever seen it from the sky.
Yeah.
Mikey can usually pick out real good stuff, but I don't always sit by the window. And this time I sat on the right side of the window, right perfect.
Right.
And we flew over it, and I thought, oh my God, these people are going to think we're the flyover.
Oh yeah, because you get military flyovers on the 500.
That's my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's
The Harriers, the
spectacular.
helicopters, the
Don't we also
Blue
have
Angels.
we have flyovers here on another time of the year as well?
Well,
right? It's not
Brickyard.
just
Brickyard?
the Brickyard. The
but
Fort
it's
Wheeler.
not just races though, don't we?
No, I think they do it for other stuff, but
I
you know,
don't
we
know,
had
but I just
parades.
remember like our text going out. Oop, they're flying over Carmel right now.
Right.
Well, but
We're in the test path when they fly out of
Are
Grissom.
we?
Yeah, when we fly out of Grissom, we're in that path.
I just think it's spectacular when you see like,
well, and
oh
and,
my gosh, some of them are like, whoof.
Unbelievable.
And the 500 was totally at the wrong time of the year. And so we had the flyover at a very odd time of the year. Like,
In May.
no, it wasn't in May.
The 500's always in May.
I know it's
Memorial
always
weekend.
in May, but this year it wasn't.
No, it was in August this year.
Yeah.
So it was really weird. You're right.
Yes, yeah.
All of a sudden you hear this rumbling in the sky, knowing that it's technically the 500 with nobody in it. They
Yeah.
didn't even bother to put cardboard up.
like the baseball
It's
games.
like the baseball games. Baseball games have cardboard. Football games have a few people
Well,
in
that
the
cleanup
stands.
was a whole lot easier this
You
year.
know, I don't think the basketball had anything but the sound. I mean, I don't think they even put anybody in there.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they did. I think the janitor's sitting up in the top.
I don't
So-
know. As we established over last weekend, I don't technically watch sports.
I know, so we'll just leave you out of this discussion. Not really. We watch sports.
I
so
know
we
very
can-
few mascots. But,
Yes,
you know,
we're playing a game. What animal is it? And that was always one of my
one of our
questions.
questions. Is it a mascot?
I figured
I'm
I
sure
could
there's a
narrow it
freaking
down.
mascot somewhere. There's lots of mascots
I
in
know,
the
and then
world.
her daughter comes up with a walking stick bug.
Walking
Who the
stick.
frickin' frack knows about that?
Well,
Unbelievable.
I did.
I've seen one.
So let's see. Our drive home was uneventful when we came back from. Did you guess where we were?
Did anybody figure it out?
Nobody commented correctly.
Well, no. Somebody said we were what? North Dakota or Minnesota?
Montana,
Montana or Iowa, and
No,
I
we
can't
were
remember
close.
the exact words that I
We were close
commented
to
back,
bo-
but
Well, Montana, we weren't that close to.
didn't
There
go
was a
through.
two states between us,
Yeah,
North
we're-
and South Dakota, and there was another state over here who begins with a W.
boy, she's given all kinds of clues.
So we were in the middle of that, and it kind of goes.
the other state that starts with a W, like that doesn't give a clue at all.
We were in Minnesota.
Yes. The snow should have given that away.
But we could have been in Wisconsin or
We were in
Iowa.
Wisconsin.
We were in Wisconsin when it snowed.
Yes,
We
you're
were.
correct.
We went through
We
Wisconsin.
just didn't stay in Wisconsin.
No, we did. We stayed the first night. We were in Beloit, and which was really nice and a cute little city, and then we were in Minnesota. And that's where
Many
we learned.
Snoza, that's what I've always called it.
That's
'cause
where
I lived
we
there for
learned.
the longest time.
Yeah, sure, you betcha, don't you?
Yeah, sure, you
Don't you-
betcha.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Eh,
Eh.
that's where we're going to do that. So, and
That's where
Tori-
Betcha came from.
Yep.
Betcha.
And Tori, you got $4. You won, so I'll send that to you because I supported Minnesota in the thing.
Many Snoza.
Mini Snoza?
That's what I call it. Many
Okay,
Snoza.
that's now what my thing is, Mini Snoza.
Many Snoza.
She bought me this really cute pin when we went to this one yarn shop, and it's a unicorn. And I thought at first I was going to call it Mini. Then I thought, no, I'll call it Mini Zota. And then now I'm going to call it that. Zota. So I'm just Zota for things.
Oh, lordy.
And then we stopped at this one McDonald's, and I wasn't sure what district we were in.
I don't even know
District.
what state we were in.
We were in Wisconsin, I think. But she sounded like she could have been in Mississippi.
Oh, she
Oh,
or-
or Swedish.
Yeah.
I think she was like a Swede or a Dane because like
With a southern accent.
with a southern accent. It was she had a very different accent.
singing.
different accent. Yeah.
It sounded like she was singing too through the
And you
drive-through.
would like to have this what? Oh, and your order? No.
She was fantastic.
3 creams and 2 sugars. Okay. You know, and then it would be, all right, Y'all come around, and then they're like,
And then
where do y'all come from?
And then when I saw her, I was like, she looked exactly like she sounded. Like, that was perfect. Like, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
She was
great.
funny.
We were going to bring her home with us, but she didn't get a break for another 10 minutes, so we figured.
No, and this one we put underneath a weighted blanket the whole time.
I
So
should have taken pictures. You would have loved it.
if any of y'all have that weighted blanket, how did you like it, by the way?
Okay, I was sitting in the back seat, and I was cold because these two are warm-blooded. I am not. So I was cold, and I started to whine, and Sue said, well, there's a blanket.
There is a blanket right behind you.
And it was a weighted blanket. I pulled that thing over me, and it was like...
Yeah.
And I was asleep.
She was.
I have discovered...
We talked about her for about 2 hours. She didn't even know.
I have discovered that I truly, truly enjoy the weighted blanket.
It was fine. The only...
It does make you fall asleep, though.
It
really does make you fall asleep.
Because
I thought maybe it was just me, but
no, I was out like a light.
Yeah.
And I slept well, thank you very much.
Ah.
So you couldn't think of 2 hours worth of stuff to talk about me about.
No,
talk
we
about
didn't.
Me about?
Actually, you probably
No,
didn't even enter into our thoughts during the 2 hours.
No, you probably said, she's asleep now, let's go.
I did. I kept turning back every so often just to make sure you're okay back there because it was so quiet. I'm like, did you hit the ejection seat by accident? You know what I mean? There was no noise coming back there at all.
I had nothing to say.
Well, when you were comfortable and you had the blanket and you were all covered and it was still sort of dark, but it was
just a cloudy day.
And it was a good day to drive though.
I did bring that blanket because I really wanted to see if my daughter Tori liked it, because I was considering getting one for her for Christmas, and I just wanted to see if she liked it. And then when I get there and I say, hey, I got this weighted blanket, I want to see if you like it, she's like, I have one already ordered. And lo and behold, it actually was delivered that day. So she picked
I
hers
didn't
up.
realize that.
Yeah. Hers was 20 pounds.
Yeah, hers was 20 pounds, but it fit a queen size bed. Mine is 15 and fits a twin.
Right.
And now yours, my son and daughter-in-law have one, and theirs is divided, quilted, so that the weighting stuff doesn't shift like yours does.
Mine just has a duvet. It doesn't really shift. It's tacked into the corners. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it still shifts a little bit.
Anyway, I was going to say, when we got home, I had to go pick up Harley from the dog kennel. Now, when I dropped him off, and of course I made reservations the very last minute because I was informed that I was going on a road trip at the very last minute. Anyway, I pick Harley up, and when I dropped him off, I said, can I bring his bed? Oh, no, if you bring his bed, then we will have to wash it in our jumbo super machines, and it will tear it apart. And if you're going to bring your own bed, you have to pay us $5, which made no sense to me.
Right.
So I said, okay, so I won't bring a bed. What does he have to sleep on in the kennel? And they said, oh, nothing unless you want to rent a bed. I said, okay, let's rent a bed. Okay, that'll cost you $5. All right, $5 a night.
Everything $5.
$5. Then they said, do you want him to play? Yeah, I'm thinking I want him to play. And they said, okay, that'll be $8.
I say no more than $5.
So he played like 2 or 3 times, not every day. They said, do you want him to have a treat? And I said, oh, I brought treats, thank God. And I brought food. So I go to pick him up. The bill is plenty. And they said, do you want to leave a tip? And I said, a tip for who? Oh, the person that played with him.
The person that played with him got $8 a time, right?
Well,
and it's probably no more than 10 minutes of play.
They got an extra $10. So anyway, they got an extra $10. The bill was
significant.
Yeah.
And yes, next time I'm just going to smuggle him along.
In the future, if we'll just, we need to get a cardboard cutout of you.
Yeah, we'll take you into Staples and have them make that out of you.
I'll just sit here quietly.
Now I can semi-dispute that whole. Suddenly, I was just getting noticed. I've been saying road trip since like the first week.
Well, you were saying Winnebago.
Yeah, I have said that. Well, you never know when I'm going to show up with that. You wait.
Well, if it's a Winnebago, I'm taking Harley.
Okay, Harley can come for a Winnebago. We'll go ahead and have him come for that.
Yep.
We need protection.
And it's really funny because the hotel we stayed in, there was an actual Winnebago in the parking lot,
And we never got our picture taken.
Yeah, we never went out there and just took our pictures. It
it wasn't even that cold. Like we couldn't go out and get a picture.
It wasn't that cold.
It wasn't that cold.
I didn't take a winter coat.
No.
Because
she thought we'll be inside.
Because it's 70 here.
It was 70 here.
Yeah.
And
Which we teased her relentlessly for because,
explains why I needed the blanket in the car. Because I didn't have a winter coat.
Right.
Anyway, so
we
next
teased
time.
her relentlessly on that one because she is the one that's always cold.
I know. Yeah.
And so we were like, really? You didn't bring a coat? We're going north and you didn't bring a coat?
I brought her 3 sweatshirts and I did tell her at one point, I said, you can just wear all 3 of them at once. You could just rotate them. You can put the red one, then the blue one, then the gray one. And then the next day you could wear the red one out and the gray one in. You know what I mean? So that we look like you had different stuff.
We had fun.
Yeah. We did have a good time. We did have a good time.
And we did go to a couple of yarn places when we were up there. And
we didn't really ask them if we could talk about the shops, though.
Well, so we're not going to tell you where it is, but we'll tell you what yarn. Maybe we'll show you the yarn.
Yeah.
And then we'll let you kind of go from there. Only because we didn't tell them we were going to mention them.
Yeah, we didn't.
On the thing, and I wasn't sure. I'm sure they
probably would be okay
with it, but we probably won't. And you can draw your own conclusions as to where we were and what we did and who we bought
she
it
keeps
at.
talking. She's going to tell.
Hey, I am
Yeah,
not.
she probably would.
I probably will.
So let's just
start
with
this.
Can you show this? Because this is fantastic.
This is like the great. I've never seen this from this.
This
company.
is Mad Tosh, and the color is Pinata.
Look at this.
Pinata Pod.
Holy macaroni Batman.
And it's got sparkles in it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Isn't that great? That's the
Look
neon
at that.
look with it. And I don't think I've ever really seen a Mad Tosh like that.
Yeah, but
I love it.
Isn't that great?
Mad Tosh.
Ugh.
I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I love bright
seriously,
colors.
look at this. It's just the funnest ever. With a little bit of sparkle and the green
my gosh,
and
super
the pink.
bright with sparkles.
Yeah, I mean, this is so
Obviously, I've been
the coolest.
fondling it. It's got hair in it.
Well, that's okay. We take Harley. Look at there's even orange in it. There's even orange in it down here. I didn't even notice the orange.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
This is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's let's see, what does it say? It's merino light and halo glitter. 90% merino wool, 8% acrylic, and 2% stellina.
I mean, probably
that's a glitter.
Probably not a new dyer for you guys. It's Mad Tosh,
but it's Mad Tosh.
Still.
Yeah, I had not seen.
I had not seen a Mad Tosh in that sort of.
No.
Yeah.
And while she was wandering around and I picked up this with the sparkle, I picked up this. This is called Blackwattle, and this is a DK. Isn't that great? So we were both kind of on the same page.
Out of Australia.
Mm-hmm. This one's out of Australia. It's called Blackwattle.
You didn't get it in Australia.
I didn't go there this weekend. I'm going there.
That'd have been a heck of a drive.
But it's Blackwattle, and I just looked them up, and they're an Australian company, and they get some pretty cool stuff. But I found this in the middle of one other little bins, and I wanted to buy like 14 of them because I thought this would be so fun, like in a sweater or something.
Yeah, that would.
But she said, "Oh, we only have this one." And where did you find that? And I said, "Oh, in the middle of this batch."
So you'll just have to make a fantastic hat out of it.
So I'll just have to make a cool hat or something, and maybe we can share.
Is that DK?
Yeah, this is DK.
Oh, yeah,
hers is fingering, mine's DK. So there you go. Isn't that kind of fun? It's just really neat. We're both going neon.
I got a few skeins, but I'll show those to you at another time. I didn't bring them out.
Yeah, she didn't bring them out. And then the one yarn shop had these cute little minis. Aren't they sweet? They're a fingering, and they're like, what did I say? 10 grams, 36 meters, about 40 yards. Yeah, I always do that. I always take it in front of my nose instead of yours. I'm going to do this. And so they even had, and these were $1. How cute, huh? $1.
What are they made out of? I mean, what's the content?
It's merino.
NACO?
They're superwash.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, no clue.
I know. You can't really
I don't
read
have
it.
my glasses on, guys. I can't get that far enough.
Well, I read the little sign that
I
was in
don't
front of the
think-
package. It was a sign like this in front of the bowl. So, and that's the one I read. That's why I know what it was.
Okay.
But that was fun.
Good,
That's
because
what
I
my
can't.
things.
You know, it's white on light green.
And you probably noticed
Can't
we
see
have
it.
the third one here. Someone else
Yay!
did their trick or treat here. So now we're set.
Yeah.
Now I can go
Now we
to
got
the
it all.
dollar store and get stuff for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
So
Too much.
So
Okay.
yeah, if you guys have any fun suggestions, what we should do with this?
That needs to be a hat.
This is
I've got
a
all
hat.
kind. Yeah, I think a hat is the best.
Yeah.
I
A
think
hat
it-
for me.
Because you're in hat mode anyway.
I am in hat mode.
You are in hat mode.
Yeah.
And you've
I'm in
got-
hat mode. I'm doing my I'm waiting project at the moment.
Yep.
Um.
And we need to see your
And-
scarf.
Yeah.
I did not finish this like I promised.
Yeah,
because
sure.
Well, you
you
didn't really
betcha, don't
promise.
you
You
know,
said
yay?
you probably might.
I said probably maybe.
Probably maybe.
Here it is.
You probably would have if you, instead of sleeping in the back seat, had been working on that
exactly.
continuously.
Exactly. Okay, here we are. It is getting bigger.
It is getting bigger. Oh, look at that. I just like this.
I do too.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. Come April, March, into March when the sun changes, when the color,
When the sun
sky,
changes,
yeah, when it changes from
when it
winter.
gets to be more spring.
Yeah, you'll just throw this on and you'll feel very fresh.
Okay. This pattern is Something Good.
Yeah. And it's by Marie Greene,
Marie Greene. Yes,
which is already in show notes from last week.
yeah, and it hasn't changed. So again, maybe I'll have it done next week.
Could be.
Maybe.
You never
Maybe.
know.
Maybe
know.
not.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have-
sure. You
betcha, don't you know, eh?
Yeah, that's for
Um,
sure.
I have found myself sort of in a knitting slump
Yeah,
Have you?
this
it
week.
happens. This week I kind of spent most of the week either sleeping or moving shit around.
You like to move stuff.
Well, I had to unpack, which means I have to recreate what
Yeah,
I
let's talk
bags.
about the number of suitcases she took with her.
Oh my gosh.
I had one suitcase, a carry-on size, okay? That was kind of full. And then I have my little carry-on bag that has extra pair of underwear, cleaning wipes. It has lip balm which somebody asked and got from me.
Yeah.
It has file things that
basically-
someone asked and got from me.
Uh-huh.
And I had a bag with my yarn project. There wasn't all that much.
Oh no, wait a minute.
And my purse.
And a backpack?
No, I didn't have a backpack. The blue one and the pink one and the one I always carry here. Those three. In my
Plus your
purse.
suitcase.
Plus your suitcase.
No, the suitcase was my pink one. Then I had the blue one, which has all the hat and the
The
mittens,
extras.
which I needed because I went for a walk and it was 22 degrees with the wind chill. So I needed my hat and my mittens.
Yeah.
And that had my iPad, and that has all those little extra gooby things like the lip balm and the
nail file.
and the nail file and things. And then I had my yarn bag. I only had 3 in my purse. That's 4. No, there wasn't. Honest.
Says the person who brought 3 sweatshirts
3 sweatshirts
And
and
one
one
pair
pair
of
of jeans.
One pair of jeans.
Okay, police. And then they pick on me. And then it's the first thing they do. Hey, you got such and such. Yeah, right here.
No, I don't need to pack it. She's got it.
I know. Nobody
Right.
needs to pack it because I have it. Okay, next, before we move on, I'm going to show
by
you.
the way, I only had 1 suitcase in my yarn bag, so I didn't even have a purse.
It was great, though,
It
because
was in my yarn bag.
this one has a
That's how I
Cadillac.
pack, so I can go
and
to the
you're going
airport.
on a road trip.
I had the one.
This is the one. Have her drive. Road trip, Cadillac. Excellent seats. They really
they're good
were
seats.
good
Once I got my
seats.
blanket, I was a happy girl.
Yeah, you were a happy girl.
Yeah, the back seat is.
Is
I
the
haven't
back
figured
seat
out.
in it? Is the back seat comfortable?
Oh,
Yeah, they're comfy.
I mean, the first thing we had to do
But
was
the heating is weird in the back. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out because they have their own controls, but somehow or
There's
another
no
we got to give
controls.
you the control.
And,
And
we
I
weren't
don't know
sure
how
how
to-
to give
No,
them
there's
the
no
Okay, my
control.
car, my
there
car
weren't
is
any controls back there,
just a vent.
just the vents.
Okay.
Oh, all right. I have to figure it out. My car is new, guys. Relatively new,
And she sits in the front.
and I always
She
sit in the
drives.
front.
She
I
drives.
And Pukey over here has to sit in the front
or drive.
Or
or
drive.
drive. So,
And thanks to my acupuncture lady, I could sit in the front and knit.
so
Right.
I always end up in the back seat like the orphan.
Police. She likes to hide back there so she doesn't have to get in the middle of anything.
Next time you can drive.
Okay.
Well,
I'll
there
sit in the
are
back.
Not me.
You can let me drive your car?
Yeah.
And they didn't have to sedate me once. No
I
one
let
hit me or
Tori
anything.
drive my car.
Well, you're related to her.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
An update.
Tori doesn't have as much experience driving as you do.
Well, that's just well, she's younger than I. Oh
She's
Lord.
younger than I, too.
Okay, I have been playing around with the newsletter. Several people, 3 or 4 of you, said that you'd be interested in receiving it. If you're interested in receiving a newsletter, I need your email addresses. And it would not be coming out until probably the end of November because I'm still playing around with the format. I want to have a month full of episodes to include. And we've been talking about what kind of extra information we're going to give y'all. So if you're interested, indicate you are.
So the newsletter would give them information not necessarily filmed.
Correct.
In addition to.
So it could be
Some-
additional information
Right.
y'all might be getting.
Like Sue's shoe size. I'm sure that's
Never
something-
know. You guys might want that. I don't know.
I know that's important to me.
Well,
we know when
shoe
she's-
size is definitely important if they're going to knit me some socks.
True.
Oh
They're
God,
going to need
that
to
would
know.
be great.
And you can send it to our email address, your email to our email.
No, they can send it. My email address. What's your name again?
Sue.
Sue. Sue typically has been including my email address in the show notes.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So send it to my email address.
This one
Mika.
is going to be responsible for said newsletter. So
Right.
to eliminate a step from going to Flock Around the Table, which comes to me,
Then go into
We'll
her.
just send it to
we'll
her.
just send it to her.
Just send it to me,
And she'll send it
and I'll
out.
add you to the. I think I'm going to use Mailchimp
Okay.
account, and
So if you see Flock Around the Table, oh, I want to tell you something exciting. Go ahead.
what's a flock of chimps?
oh,
I don't know. I have to look it up.
we have to look up what a
Somebody tell us what a flock of chimps is.
A group.
A group of chimps.
a group of chimps would be
A gang, probably.
A gang.
Don't you look it up. I want our viewers to tell us.
Well, they could tell us anything.
You think they're going to lie to us?
They're not going to lie to us.
What was this? What you said you had something to announce, Deborah?
Yeah, stop. What's a...
Oh, okay. Chimps.
Stop it. What's your announcement?
IMPS. Hold on.
She's so bad.
Chimps. I lose it.
We can't get her to stop talking.
It's a community.
A community. Oh, a community.
So it's a good thing we're asking our viewers because she's just going to tell you anyway.
Anyway,
a community of chimps.
I wanted to tell you, I sent in to get our nice little, we finally got a picture of us together, and we're going to get it digitized, and we're going to get some little business cards and things like that made for us. And so we sent it in, and we had this picture. It was really a good picture of us.
It is a good picture.
It's a pretty good
we
shot.
all look skinny and young.
And young. I mean, he really did. And he gave me blue eyes. I didn't realize that until the very end. I have blue eyes.
That'll be fantastic. Do I have blue eyes?
No, you have brown eyes.
Damn it.
But I've always wanted blue eyes. But they didn't give me hair. I thought maybe, I kept saying you can add more hair to the picture.
Oh.
And he would just add like a couple of strands. And I'm like, no, add hair. Put her hair on my head would be great. So anyway, when I sent it in, their initials for the digitizing are capital F, capital A, little t, big T. I thought, oh my God,
Oh, that's
this
fantastic.
company's got it together. We are fucked. And
You need to come up with a better way of saying that because
I know.
you're
It's
the only
fat.
person.
not fat.
You're the
We're
only
not
person on
fat. We're fat. Fat.
No.
We're
this.
fat. Fat. We're fat, but
No,
but
we're
the
fat.
T,
No.
you gotta get the big T going.
We're round.
We are round. Sue has my favorite expression. I'm going to work
getting
out
into
and getting
shape.
into shape, and I choose round.
I choose round. I like round.
I
round
like
is
round.
good.
like
Round is
round.
good. Right, you fall, you just sort of bounce back up. You know,
Or you
because you're
roll.
round. Or you roll.
Or you
and
roll.
it's amazing,
Okay.
you know. So yeah, I mean, you get on Lombard Street in San Francisco, you can get down to the end before anything.
Right.
I think maybe bouncing over the curve.
Yeah, I know.
Yep,
I mean, you
that'd be
wouldn't
good
even
too.
do this.
I'm all right with that.
You wouldn't even
Oh
do
yes,
this.
no.
Okay.
You know? So
Enough
that's
silliness.
I
Is that
try
enough?
real hard not to fall because it's a
That hurts.
bitch getting up.
Yeah,
hurts.
it is.
It does
Well,
hurt.
it's that, and then you always. I don't have the dexterity like some people. When they fall, they kind of just scoot themselves back up. You know what I mean? And no,
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
no.
to like roll over,
Roll
put the ass
over,
in
put-
the air, get the
Bring your
arms,
knees up.
Yeah, I mean, it's-
push your hands up and then fall back on
grab
your butt.
something.
Grab
You know, and
And try and straighten out your legs.
Yeah.
It's a fiasco.
it would be that would
It's
be
a
like
fiasco for me too.
that would be one of the funniest videos. That
Oh,
they
let's
would
not
pick
video
on.
that.
Yeah,
No.
It's a I have to say it's a fiasco for me too.
So,
Yeah.
other than that, it was a quiet week here in Indy for me.
Are you
And
kidding? We had thunderstorms like crazy this
I
week.
didn't. They didn't. But thunderstorms don't bother me.
Well, and I know they don't bother you,
But
but
you know that we got like 5 inches this past week?
the thing is, we haven't had rain since March. And then all of a sudden, it was
This
thundering
last week we got like 5 inches of rain.
and
Serious.
raining, and it was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, what is that noise?
Yeah.
Is the river that goes through by Zionsville by the park, is that overflowed into the park?
I don't know. I
I
haven't
don't
been
know. I
by.
haven't been by.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
I
look
didn't
at the
go that
clouds
way.
today. It's cloudy out there again today.
But it's a little sunny. It's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be in the 50s. When it's supposed to kick up this afternoon. But it's your fall weather type thing, and then
Yeah.
it's got the dampness has a bit of a bite to it. So it's like a
Yeah.
penetrating
Well, it was
change in the weather where you just like, okay, the other day it's 80 degrees. Like Thursday, we went out to eat in the evening after we had I had this terrible experience in the afternoon, and we went to eat afterwards, and it was like Mikey's like the last day out. So we went and ate at Daddy Jack's so that we could sit outside.
Oh.
They'd taken down the umbrellas, but they still use it. But it was so beautiful. I mean, it was just like, and then you look up and you're like, the sky has the clouds have a different look in the fall than what they do in the summer. I mean,
They do.
they look a little dingier or cooler. I don't know, but
It just looks colder out.
yeah, it does. So, but yeah, my frightful experience on Thursday was my husband had gone skeet shooting.
Oh, I love skeet shooting.
Yeah, he really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So
I love it.
we went and we fired this shotgun.
Uh-huh.
And I hit that target twice.
Did you?
Yep.
Good for you.
Hit me once.
Oh, the gun did.
Yeah, I'm like bruised over here. I got this bruise in my back and everything. So that was rather traumatic. And funny because I walked out of the place going, my arm is just like hanging. And everybody's like, are you all right? The guy thought because I was holding the stock wrong. I had my thumb up. And you're
Well,
supposed to go
probably
around.
because you also didn't have the butt of the gun
I didn't have
pushed
it
up
real
against.
tight.
Right, you need to have
Right.
it real tight.
And it was a strange feel, and it's a short one. I
whatever
can't imagine
possessed
having.
you to go skeet shooting.
Well, we haven't gone yet. We just fired it to see if I wanted to go out. Mikey enjoyed it. He said he really kind of enjoyed the whole,
Pull.
It's
fun. It is fun.
It was fun. He doesn't want
The
to go
next time,
hunting.
if
He
you
just
want,
wants
if you
to go.
want to go, I have a 20 gauge. You can put a modified choke in it.
Yeah.
It has a much less kick.
Okay.
If you want to do
we'd
that.
try that.
I don't. I usually shoot with a. There's a choke inside the gun where it makes the bullet,
Right.
the
Scatter.
spray go out farther
Right.
or in narrower.
Right.
And mine right now is in narrower.
Right.
Um,
That's where
and I don't
just-
have the. I would have to get a choke to make it go
Yeah.
out farther.
Well, and we went
She's
to learn.
sitting here going, huh? And I'm sure all you guys are sitting there going, huh?
I know.
I just find it more
I have-
interesting for me to try to get that target with a
With a smaller. Yeah.
I have a baseball bat.
It's hard to hit those skeet things out there
Well, it
with a
depends.
baseball bat.
Yeah, that would not do it with the
When
clay
they're way out
pigeons
there.
are the
Well,
way up there.
they-
Jamie, so since we're on a shotgun topic,
Okay.
Jamie and a buddy were out. I'm gonna call it hunting.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say for what, but they were out hunting, and I said, "Oh, let me go," and I only had the 20 gauge.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to shoot the 20 gauge because that's what
You're comfortable with.
That's what I'm comfortable with. They're like, "Okay, no problem," but then we ran out of 20 gauge shells.
Okay.
Okay, so I had to go with a 12 gauge.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Which is
I'm
what
okay,
ours is.
but it ended up being somebody else's, which I was not familiar with. So
Right.
when I needed more ammunition, I would hand the gun over, and the guy would put the ammunition in and then give me back the gun, which is totally fine. I
Right.
am okay with that. I don't want to mess with somebody else's gun. But he put in a different kind of ammunition in it one time, and he didn't tell me. And somebody who doesn't ever shoot wouldn't know this. But he put a high brass in it, which gives a lot more kick. And he didn't tell me he put a high brass in it. And like you, I had a great big huge bruise around here because I wasn't anticipating a great big huge kick. And then I proceeded to kick his ass because he did that without telling me.
What? Yeah.
I did. I did. I kicked his butt.
All right.
Kicked his butt.
See, guns do breed violence.
No.
You kicked his butt. That's
But
fine.
I didn't do it with the gun.
You did it because of the gun.
Well,
No,
it
I
was-
did
it
because
was-
of something he did with the gun. Yeah, but yeah.
It was
I
pretty
agree.
cool. I mean, they had. I had a little bit of trouble because the mask, and you've got
It
the
impedes
gun
your
like
sight.
this, and you're like trying to
Yeah.
get just to get the feel of it. Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, every time you start, you go from baby needles to big needles, like 9s and 10s. You have to change your grip,
The way
and
you're-
you're kind of knitting, and your feel's a little different, right? Because the yarn's thicker.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that shooting a shotgun is like knitting?
Yeah, it is. You got to change your grip.
Okay, folks. I am not a gun owner. So they're talking a foreign language as far as I'm
Well,
concerned.
that's okay. They probably think that we're whack-a-jobs too, but that's all right.
Well, honey.
I mean, if the shoe fits.
My
if
shoe
the
fits
broom
me.
fits,
My shoe
fly
fits
it. There
me.
you go. You know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, that was something else. And so, seriously, I had to, Thursday evening when we got home, I thought, I guess I took an aspirin. And I'm knitting. And I'm knitting away, just kind of doing my thing. And seriously, I got to the point where it was like, I mean, you would have thought I was going through lead. It was so terrible. And I'm thinking, okay, out with my husband shooting or knitting? And I'm thinking,
Knitting.
I'll go and watch him.
Yeah. Knitting.
Yeah, because knitting definitely takes the cake. And speaking of knitting, we'll go and show you.
Yeah.
I did this in the car, and every so often I'm going to pick it up and show you guys what
Because
where we're at.
we're getting.
We're getting. I'm at 379 stitches. There you have it.
Oh my gosh, this
that
is
fun?
so fun.
Isn't it just a fiesta look? You just want to go, ay, ay, ay,
Ay, caramba.
caramba.
Well, and last week, so you have the 12 weeks of Christmas.
Yes.
From the Village Yarn.
From the years gone coming. Last week was a slipper.
Last week was a slipper.
This was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, this was
This
two.
is week number 2.
So this is the fringed bandana cowl.
We had mentioned it, but we didn't
We
have
mentioned
it
it last week. We didn't have it, but
We forgot to bring it. But
I
yes, we
actually
have.
still had one. I've made several.
Really easy, free Ravelry pattern. I don't know if you remember back in the day when we showed Brenda and Heather. I had done this very same pattern with
Yep.
sock yarn,
Yeah,
and I didn't
you
fringe
did it with the watermelon stripe.
Yeah,
So
we did.
yeah,
here you
this
go.
is worsted, so you can do it in worsted. You can do it in fingering.
I did it. In
I would imagine you
milliford.
can do it in DK.
It was,
I would
bulky.
think so,
It's
yeah.
Baroka. It was Baroka Milliford. That was when she posted it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
And that's
I think it's a DK.
I was going to say DK or worsted. but-
Yeah,
I don't recall what yarn this was.
but it's a worsted.
It's a worsted. It's super soft. I because I make a lot of things and I give a lot of things away, but I also put a lot of things on my Poshmark. And so a lot of these went.
Yeah. Quick
These
and
are
easy.
quick and easy.
Start at one end, go to the middle, then decrease.
Yeah.
And then you can either leave this, you can either
Yeah,
fringe it,
or like this one,
or
because
leave the
these,
loop.
I left the loop on these because this yarn has a tendency to fray up.
Yeah.
So you start with a few stitches on one end, you get bigger, and then you get smaller, and then you just Kitchener this together right here.
Yep.
So
Really,
it's just a few stitches that you
Yeah.
Kitchener.
really simple, nice
Or you can
pattern.
use the safety pin.
or
Or
a
you
button.
can just zip
Zip it
through it with
together. You can do whatever you
Yeah.
kind of do, but it's a nice.
it's an easy popcorn knitting.
Yeah, it is. It's a
It's a super easy popcorn
in the
knitter.
car if you're going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Or, you
I
can
think
go
Kristen did this one in one night.
She did it like in a weekend when we were up.
It
at
wasn't
the-
even a weekend. It was
No,
one
one
night.
night.
It was one
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, go Kristen. She's
Sitting-
an amazing knitter. Hi, Kristen. She's still now she has
At the
flu.
lake, I think she did this
Yeah, I
in
think
one
she
night.
did it in one night at the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was talking too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she was just sitting there.
Well, no,
knitting.
you can't. I mean, this one you can just sit there because you
Yeah.
are just knit. It's the first 4 stitches, I think, or 5 stitches. Then you do something,
And then you kind of
and then you just knit. And
Yeah,
then you knit
because
back.
you create a ridge with a knit front and back here, so
Yeah.
that it doesn't go any further. When you undo it, you just undo it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't go all the way back. You don't have to do anything.
No.
You did that while you were knitting it.
Yeah.
It's really kind of a nice little thing to
It's an
give
easy
out.
one. It's an easy one to do.
Yeah, and if you have it in your bag and you eat spaghetti,
And it's a 1 skeiner. So those single skeiners that you have,
yeah,
1 skein of sock, 1 skein of worsted, 1 skein of probably DK.
yeah,
Super easy one to just do. So
right, yeah, very adaptable for
Fringed-
whatever you have.
Fringed
floating
bandana
around.
cowl, super easy.
And then, like I said, week number 3 was a slipper. I don't have any information on that because I wouldn't do it, and it's not in my
Was it
wheelhouse.
like my pink slippers?
Sort of like your pink slipper.
A house
Yeah.
slipper?
Yeah, kind of like a
Sure.
house slipper. So, and I mean, if she would tell us, we could tell you so that you
What
could
it's going to be
run
tomorrow?
on Monday into the store and be the first ones, and they'd all be like, wow, how'd you know all that? And be like, well, I was psychic, so I knew all this stuff. Snoop Dogg
Yeah, you're
called
right.
me and told me.
Snoop Dogg.
So
Snoop Dogg's got the inside scoop.
Snoop Dogg always has the inside scoop. He's got a new commercial out. I gotta find it.
Hold up.
So
What? You didn't.
I did.
Oh my goodness.
It's a Mickey Mouse.
Can you see what it says?
Boo!
Boo! Oh my gosh, that's too cute.
Isn't that fun? Yeah.
You need to take this tag out though.
Yeah, I'll take the tag
Yeah.
out. Yeah, whatever. We'll just put that in there.
That was
Actually,
cute.
I knew I had it. I bought it when I was there in September and couldn't find it. Found it this morning.
Oh, see?
So now I will wear it every day, everywhere I go in the meantime.
Until the 31st.
Until Thursday.
Until
So
Saturday.
today's the 25th. Tomorrow is my brother's birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, Wadey.
Yeah. I don't have any birthdays until we don't have any birthdays.
I have 2 on Thanksgiving.
Really?
Holy.
Tim and Caitlin,
Oh, that's right. Your daughter,
my son and my granddaughter
granddaughter.
are November 26th. So we will celebrate their birthday then. And then my daughter-in-law, her birthday is December 26th.
Wow.
So we were really fond of the 26th.
Yeah, 26
Grant's
is a good day.
birthday is June 26th,
You like 26, huh?
apparently.
Yeah.
So
Well, in our family, it's April and August are the kids. And then me in September. They're all born in even years. I was born in an odd year.
That's because you're an odd duck.
I'm an odd duck. And I'm the only kid my mother forgot her birthday because my brother was home from the Navy. So,
my husband my birthday's in June, and my husband would try and celebrate it on June 12th. And my birthday's the 24th, because the 12th was his mother's birthday, and he obviously got us mixed up.
well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Smart move. So, anyway. Yeah, I think
Anyway.
I'm going to take that Blackwattle and I'll
It's
wind it up
alpaca.
tonight. Yeah, is that nice?
Ah.
Yeah, it's a specialty blend. There we go. So what are you guys doing? Anything
No,
good
there's
this week?
it's alpaca yarn and fiber, but this particular one is 100% superwash merino.
Okie dokie.
So it lies on the tag?
Now this must be an Australian thing. So 100% superwash merino and 25%. How do you get that?
Has to be.
Well, if you're in Australia,
125%.
125% is okay.
Evidently.
Because they're down under. So you have to have more to get up.
I don't know.
Well, our water goes this way and their water goes that way.
Does it really?
It really does.
Oh.
When you go across the equator, you get a different, and your orientation of the stars goes like this. It's amazing.
Well, you see different stars.
You see different stars, and the orientation is different because you're on the southern. You're on a different pole.
I don't think I've ever been south of the equator.
I've
I've been close to the equator.
twice now. And I have a certificate that says I made the crossing. So I told my niece, I said, yeah, I said, and they do, they have a party that night when we go across the equator that day. They have a big party at night and everything. And they give you a certificate that you made the equator crossing. She's like, well, how do you know when you get to it? And I said, well, there's a stoplight. I said, so you have to get your passport stamped because you're crossing over.
My gosh.
A little arch you go through.
In the middle of the Pacific Ocean, right?
Oh,
there's
my gosh.
border
Watch out
things.
for that arm. Here it comes again.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
And she was like very like, wow, she was like so
But
impressed.
she thought that there was a stoplight in the middle of the ocean.
How old was
somewhere.
Well,
she?
she's kind of thinking the same thing like Canada. When we've driven into Canada, there's all, there's the big spots where they have all the border patrol. And then, some of the other roads, kind of wiggle past and don't necessarily have one. And then,
Right.
And so she was.
And there's no wall there.
She thought it was like a channel that we got in, meaning because she's heard the term when we came back from, we sailed back from Europe. She heard that
These
we
kind of questions
moved-
that I'm like.
we
really,
moved
people?
into the shipping lanes. She heard the word shipping lanes, and she's thinking shipping lanes, and you just
Like a four-lane
four-lane highway. I mean, that's her only reference. She had never been on a ship yet, so she didn't know about shipping lanes, and she's thinking shipping lanes like the truck lanes, like we all got in this lane and we just kind of down the ocean. She didn't know. So
Okay, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
it happens.
She's a bright girl, too.
Yeah, she really is, but she can be rather gullible. But she wants to believe that her aunt really knows what she's doing.
We could tell her
She
otherwise.
is gullible then.
Mm-hmm. I'm the one that told her about an agenda when she was 2 years old. I said, Miss Madison, what's on our agenda today? So she would be like, we tell her. And then about a week later, her father's like, Madison, you need to come down and clean up your toys. Daddy?
It's not on my agenda.
Tay, not agenda, Tay. And she turned around, she walked into her room. And her father's standing there like, I'm going to effing kill your sisters. To my sister. And she's like, why? She goes, well, I don't know. And now I have to punish her for being such a smart ass. But she actually used it correctly.
She used it
I
correctly.
mean, he's like,
It's
she's
not on
2
my
years
agenda
old.
today,
She's on
Dada.
agenda. So she used that for like weeks. Everything had agenda, so.
Tori learned at about the same age. Charge it.
Ooh, I like that.
Thanks to her very first ever babysitter, who I employed this babysitter throughout her infancy and toddler years, and he taught her to say charge it. If you didn't have any money in your purse,
Just charge
just
it.
charge it. It was okay. Just charge it. He was by far my very favorite babysitter.
Cool.
Ever.
That's neat.
Yeah, he's no longer with us. He passed away.
I'm sorry.
That's too bad.
That's
Yeah,
That's
it is too
sad.
bad.
So,
But
anyway.
he was my favorite babysitter. Oh my gosh, he was fabulous.
I bet he would have been. He would have been like just amazing to have something
yeah,
like
but to
that.
have a 2-year-old go charge it, Mom. You know, when you're trying to logically
Sure,
tell them why you can't have
something.
bubble gum or something because
We
I don't
didn't
have
bring
any money.
extra money this week. Money's
We'll just
tight
charge
this
them
week.
all.
Just charge it, and you're like, oh, where'd you get that from?
Steven.
Gonna go kill that person, you know.
Steven.
Yep.
They're in another thing. So anyway, all right. Well, I guess that's
I
pretty
think
much.
that's enough craziness.
That kind of gets it for us this week. And so during the course of the week, we now have a new system that you need to kind of take care of and have a daily Scrum meeting. My husband comes downstairs. We're going to end this with this. Comes down the stairs and he says, "Okay, let's have a Scrum meeting." I said, "I'm supposed to know what a Scrum is." And I'm like, "Pardon me?"
Isn't that part of like?
I thought he was
The
talking.
male anatomy.
No, I didn't even go that. I'm thinking, oh crap! What did I?
Isn't it part of a rugby game? Don't you have a
Yeah.
scrum?
I don't know. A daily Scrum meeting is a meeting you stand in and you say what you've accomplished from previous, like your day before or the time that you set in the last Scrum meeting. Then too, you have to let people know what your plans are, which we sort of did here, and any barriers to get to the progress of those plans. You have to kind of lay those out. So you have to sort of think ahead. Plus it also says ask Mika about cardboard, but I already did that.
Yes, her notes for Nick. Oh my gosh.
So Mikey's
okay.
sharing with us to have Scrum meetings. So what have we accomplished in this? We got accomplished the colors. And then what are my plans to keep working on it? Any barriers to my progress? Yeah. Pay attention to the pattern. I did screw up on this when I was on the trip.
I thought maybe the bruised shoulder might be an impediment to your completion.
Yeah, that could be part of it too. But right now, today it's not too bad. I've got aspirin and something and
Well, your aspirin is helping you with that. My aspirin is helping.
You have cramps?
Oh my goodness.
She had a bad week.
I sent out a mass text to all my knitting friends. Was it just yesterday? Was it just yesterday?
I thought it was Thursday.
Maybe it was Thursday.
Whatever. I sent out a mass text. I'm like, okay, for all my more mature friends, is my coochie gonna fall out during menopause?
You think that because sometimes the cramps
Oh
are so
my
bad.
goodness.
She was dying, and I'm thinking, well, maybe you're developing a fibroid, or maybe you have.
I suggested
and then I was like, hashtag pain is real.
I suggested that maybe the coochie had been overworked.
No,
No, not that.
that is not the case.
I told her to soak the coochie.
Yeah, I did. I took like a 2-hour super hot bath.
Super hot, nice and warm bath. But I think
did.
that's what
Oh,
she's
my
heading
goodness.
kind of into now, the wonderful world of your body, knowing it's going to stop this function, but it really wants to give you
It's a bang on the way out.
couple of really good boosts to remind you what you're giving
my
up every
goodness.
month. You know what I mean?
But I had to send that text out because of the fact that literally coochie came into my head, and I'm like, I have to send out coochie.
Yeah, you have to send out
I have to
coochie.
send out coochie.
And then,
that
of
was
course,
just funny.
the younger ones in the group were like, you know,
oh my
like,
god,
oh my
I have
god,
that to look forward to.
oh god, I'm not looking forward to menopause. And I'm like, yeah, it's fun stuff.
Once it's done, and it's like,
No, I went through it twice.
She did it twice.
well, I did it twice as well.
Yeah,
But once it's done, it's done.
True.
And it's like, thank God.
Yeah, I have to admit that's definitely.
This is probably not a topic for our boy followers.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. Listen.
Sorry, boys.
Sorry.
We do have a few boy followers too, by the way.
Well, good for them. And if you're a boy and you're a follower, then you need to know about this stuff because you probably have a woman somewhere in your life who has gone through it or will be going
And you
through
need
it.
to have that compassion for us
And sympathy.
because
Jamie
Yeah.
has been super nice to me the last few days. I do have to admit.
All right.
He has been very nice to
he's
me.
figured it out.
Okay, are we going to
All right,
wrap this
yeah.
sucker up?
Yeah, we are wrapping this sucker up. Let's see. Let us know if you're doing anything spectacular or you want us to do anything spectacular. Put it in the notes.
I do have to preface, I did put in, like our discussions tab in our YouTube channel. I put in a topic. Like if you guys want us to talk about anything in specific, let us know. You can
Oh,
put it in
cool.
there. You
Cool.
can comment in there in our discussions tab in YouTube. So if you have that, go there.
Go there, and we'll see what we can do
It
for
doesn't
you.
even
Don't
have to
forget
be
to
yarn
send me your
related.
emails.
Nope.
Send her. I'll
Um,
put that in show notes down there so you guys know what to do for a
just show up.
monthly newsletter.
monthly. Yeah,
I
it's
just
not going to
show
be. And if it gets tedious, it may be quarterly. Quarterly.
Yeah, I just show up. Don't send me anything. You won't get any response.
I'm not even going to give your email.
I don't even know how to get on it.
Yeah. So
See, I got mine all straightened out.
At any rate, you guys have a
Good week.
good week. Stay
We'll see
warm.
you.
Stay healthy.
Happy Halloween. Enjoy. I don't know if you're going out trick
Happy
or treating.
knitting.
Be safe. Knit.
Yeah.
Or go to whatever your
Is next
function
Sunday
is.
Halloween?
Saturday.
Well,
I thought
then
it was Thursday.
Today is the 25th. So
6 more days.
Saturday.
Yeah. So have fun trick or treating or handing out
And
candy.
we'll see you on All Hallows Day in a week.
Yes.
All Hallows Day plus November 1st.
Yes.
November. Yeah. The wonderful year of 2020 is
Bye, everybody.
going away. 2020 leave. Bye. Love you. Thank you.
Bye.
Click subscribe. Pass on the information. Whatever.
Just
Bye.
click the button.